In conversation with Adam Sommers. Adam Sommer is an editor and writer for the New York Daily News, where for the past 32 years it has been his job to present blood-curdling stories and sensational celebrity news in the most exciting way possible. Is also largely responsible for those big, bold tabloid headlines that jump off the newsstand. Aside from his work, Adam is a regular suburban dude with grey hair, three grown kids, and a wife who is very tolerant. His passion, other than writing and journalism, are catching things that swim in the sea, telling them they've been foolish and training them back to think about what they've done. And he's a closet space science weather nerd who admits to a few idiosyncrasies he hopes no one find out about until after he's dead. And in today's episode of Auto Interview, it's my utmost pleasure, joy and excitement to have on the show today, Adam Sommers. How are you doing today, Adam?
I'm doing well. I hope you are the same.
Yeah, I'm doing very fine. I must say you've had such an amazing bio in there. That last ending section is quite something, quite beautiful, really. Thank you for coming on.
It is, I'm very happy to be here.
Yeah, yeah. So, Adam, I'd like us to start today's interview by you telling us about your amazingly written book, the one titled The Boy Who Became a Lion, which I must say that is such a beautiful title even for a book, quite compelling and quite awesome. And I would like to ask you, how does this book come about? What inspired you to write The Boy Who Became a Lion?
The Boy Who Became a Lion came about on a whim. I love nature. I particularly love big cats. I particularly love lions.
Mm,
Very, very interested in their hunting, in their social structure.
mm,
Just they're the king of the jungle. They're the king of the beasts, and it's. I love watching all the documentaries about them.
yeah.
I don't know how the idea came to me to write a
Mm.
story about turning a boy into a lion.
Oh.
Just kind of thought it would be cool to see if I could do it. I wanted to see
Mm,
really, this book just came about, like, what if a kid, just a normal, average kid, suddenly became a lion? How would
mm,
that work? What would
yeah.
happen? And that is really the genesis of it. I can tell you, I was sitting in my living room, and I was saying, I like lions, and I like to write, and I like to think of sort of the quirkiest thing that the quirkiest plot line that I can, and just
Mm,
kind of write it and see if I can pull it off. It's
mm,
really that simple. I just thought I will try to pull this off and see what happens. So you have the idea and you say, okay, I will sit down at the computer and I will start typing and I will see
mm.
what happens. That's really the genesis of it. That's really how it came about. I just really more out of curiosity to see if I could do it.
Wow. It's amazing that your curiosity could spice up an amazing book in that lovely, beautiful, swift manner, basically. I think it's a lovely one, and I'd like you to show the book to the camera if you have a copy close by, just so we can see what it looks like. Look, and that's a beautiful cover you've got in there. Beautiful font size as well for the boy who became a lion. Look at the beauty there.
This was done by a good friend of mine who
Oh.
is one of the greatest graphic illustrators I can imagine. She is terrific. When I originally had the thought for the cover, it was a very vague idea. I knew I wanted a lion and I knew I wanted a boy on it. And she just gave me this little sketch. And I said, oh my God, it's perfect. It actually captures
Mm,
exactly what the book is about. So I was
mm.
very, very pleased with it. Yeah,
That's a beautiful
very
one.
pleased.
Absolutely. And from your answer to that question, I'm being tempted to ask you as to what are the kind of themes and subject line that the would-be reader would, experience reading through the book. And also, how did you come up with that title for a book cover, The Boy Who Became a Lion? What is it about the boy? What is it about the lion? If you can run us through the making of that as well, that'll be very fine.
When I was creating the book, as I said, it was just kind of on a whim. And I didn't have any fancy, cute title in mind. I wanted the reader to know that this is what the story is about. Okay.
Yeah.
It's like you're going to read a story about a boy who becomes a lion. So
Yes.
that when you open the book and you start reading, and the boy suddenly turns into a lion, you're like, that's crazy. That would never happen.
Yeah.
Because I already told you on the cover that a boy is going to become a lion. So
Mm.
that's what inspired that. And when I sat down to write it, I had a couple of options. I could have made the transformation very slow, very like over a
Mm.
period of days or weeks or months. It
Yeah.
could have been like a gradual kind of thing. But as I'm writing it, I said, no, this transformation is going to happen in a snap of a fingers.
Mm.
So the title character, the protagonist, the main character in the story is Dominic. He's a 10-year-old boy, perfectly normal little life with his mom and dad.
Yeah.
And he comes down from his room one day, says, Mom, look, my nails are long again. And I just clipped them yesterday. And
Wow.
Mom looks at him and says, well, they look okay to me. She just, like a mom does, says, don't worry about it. Then he goes to school, and as he's walking to school with his friend, he notices they're even longer. And then by the
Wow.
time he gets to the cross street, they're curved and they're sharp, and he's got
Wow.
fuzz on his hands. And
Oh.
then by the time he gets to school, he's on all fours, he's completely covered in fur. He's
Mm.
made the transition to a lion between his house and his school.
Yeah.
So I just wanted to make it really quick and get to the point that he's a lion, and now he has to figure out how to manage his life as a lion. He has to go
Mm.
to school, he has to do his math homework, he has to study, he
Mm.
has to go home and eat dinner, and he's hungry, so he has
Mm.
to hunt.
Yeah.
And the story is basically about how Dominic adapts to life as a lion in a regular little town, but more importantly, how the people around him react
Mm.
to him. How does
Mm.
mom and dad react to having a lion as a son? How do the
Mm.
teachers react to having a lion in the class? How does
Mm.
his friends react to now having a lion as a friend?
Yeah.
And of course, there is a school bully who does not want a lion in her class. So the story is really about how somebody who transforms into something different
Yeah.
is seen and reacted to by others. And
Mm.
when I started out to write the story, I had no intention of
Okay.
sending any message, of making sort of any kind of statement.
Yeah.
But what turns out is it's a very, very subtle, very important lesson for
Mm.
kids and even adults in acceptance and inclusivity. It's
Mm.
like what would you how would you react if somebody who you knew became something so totally different?
Different. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Now the teachers, by and large, don't react at all. He still
Mm.
has to sit there. He still has to study. He still
Yeah.
has to be a part of class. His mom and dad don't really care. He still has to clean his room. He still has to do his chores, right?
Mm.
But something's not quite right because the bully of the school says, hey, you're a lion. And everybody's like, well, so what if he is a lion? What's it to you if he's a lion? What do you care if he's a lion?
Yeah.
And he is like, well, we can't have lions in school. And then it becomes kind of thing like, why not? Like, what is the harm? Why is this bothering you so much?
Yeah.
Completely unintended. I think it's a really sweet message for
Wow.
kids, for everybody else, about adapting to people and situations that are very different from what you would
Mm.
expect.
Oh, wow. I must say that's such an amazing team you've got in there. That's a lovely, that's a beautiful one. It's quite beautiful hearing you talk about this, tell the story of all this evolve and transition. Thank you for sharing. That's quite
Yes.
interesting. Yeah, very interesting. And also, Adam, in this book,
Oh,
courage, identity, and transformation seems to be more or some of the core themes in it. Now, I wanted to ask you, how did you approach weaving these themes into a story that resonates with reader of different ages? I'm just curious.
these stories, a lot of times when writers sit down to do
Yes.
something, you have a vague idea of what you want to accomplish.
Yeah.
You have a broad, direction that you want to go.
Yeah.
And for me, with this book and a couple of others that I've written, I've just sat down and just started typing. And
Mm,
with this one, the joy of this one was that it just came out of my fingertips. I didn't
mm,
plan on what it was going to be. I didn't try to do anything to it. His good friend, this little girl who's his good friend, just kind of came about very naturally. Her
yeah.
personality emerged very naturally. The teachers in the school came from my own personal experience when I was in grade school. I
Mm,
just adapted a couple of my favorite teachers and I put them in. That was very easy. Journey
mm,
that I didn't direct, that I just kind of let it go. And it came out far better than I had ever imagined. So I
mm,
didn't really have any direction in mind when I set out. It's like I'm just going to start a book. It's going to be about a boy who becomes a lion, and I'm going to see what happens.
mm.
That was really a lot of fun. It was really rewarding.
Yeah, I can tell.
I got a lot out of it. I really enjoyed it.
Oh, I can even tell from your excitement talking about it. I think it's quite palpable, really. I can feel it, yeah. Quite beautiful,
Yeah.
really. And now I'm also curious, Adam. I'm curious to ask you this, which might sound a bit quite funny, yeah? But then, are there elements of your own life, maybe your own childhood or the childhood of other people you know of back then, many years ago in the 90s, I think that would be,
And
obviously.
then I was 10 years old in the 60s.
Right? Yeah, or personal experience that is reflected in the boy's journey, even anyway, I'm just curious.
A little bit.
Wow.
I mean, of course, I've never transitioned into a lion,
Mm,
but the setting of it, it's kind of a suburban setting, and the school and the neighborhood, and a couple of the characters I picked from my own
mm.
experience.
Oh,
Just because
wow.
I'm very familiar with it, it's very easy for me to write and
Yeah.
create and paint the picture. So yeah, so
No.
it's a hodgepodge of imagination and sort of past experience.
Mm. That sounds interesting. That's amazing. And I also wanted to ask you, what kind of feedbacks have you gotten so far since the publication of the book? Like, what was the kind of feedback you've
Good.
gotten so far? Oh, wow.
Yeah. Most people really like it. The people the reviews have been very good. Of course, you always get one or two who don't understand
Yeah,
it, don't like it, or scared by
absolutely.
it. But by and large, I have really positive feedback.
Mm.
I like when the grandmas tell me that they're going to read the story to their kids. I like when the
Oh,
teachers
wow.
say that part of their lesson plans. I like that
Mm.
very much, and it is rewarding. One thing that people have said is that the ending kind of is a little bit of a cliffhanger ending. And at the end of the book, you'll see that I say, look forward, look for volume two,
Oh,
learning to become a
wow.
lion. So there will be a
Oh,
sequel,
learning to be a
and
lion.
that's learning to be a lion. So it'll be the second part of the story, and what is this? This is almost July. It will be out for Christmas. So
Oh,
yeah,
wow. That's amazing. So basically, you've got that already done, waiting for publication?
yeah.
Oh,
It's not ready. publication yet. It still has to be edited. It has to be
Oh,
proofread. It has to go through the process.
oh wow.
But yeah, for Christmas for sure.
That's
Yeah.
quite amazing. I mean, you've got a lot ongoing from this to another one upcoming. I
Yeah.
hope you find some times to sleep.
Uh, I sleep very little, but I don't need a lot of sleep. I'm not a
My
good sleeper.
goodness. That's
Yeah.
so fun to know, really. I love your answer to that. Thank you for sharing. Thank you. And also wanted to ask you, Hedam, were there part of the story that changed significantly from your first draft to the final version, from the onset of you writing the book to the middle of it to the finished product? Were there parts that changed for you quite significantly in any way?
You know how sometimes when people have a hit song, like Bob Dylan wrote "Blowing in the Wind," and
Yeah,
other people wrote "Hotel California." The Eagles wrote "Hotel California."
yeah,
Bob Dylan's answer to "Blowing in the Wind," how long did it take you to write that?
yeah.
He said 10 minutes. It just came out. And
Mm,
this is one of the rare times where the exact same thing happened to me.
mm,
It's what I was saying in the beginning. It's like this was just going to go where it wanted to go. And if it
mm,
was good, great. And if it wasn't, okay. But I was so happy with the way it came out and so frankly surprised by how well it came out that I
mm.
decided I wasn't going to really touch it. And I really never did. So start to finish, it took me, I mean, even with editing, even with, the proofreading,
Yeah.
start to finish, it took me only like 2 months. 2 months. Yeah.
Wow.
It was
That's
very quick.
impressive.
What took
Yeah.
longer was the cover actually the cover took longer than the book because
Oh,
it took me a long time. A good artist who had
oh
the right
wow.
idea.
Oh
But yeah, but
wow.
the writing was pretty quick. I made almost no revisions. It kind of came
Mm,
out fully formed, you know.
wow. Oh wow. That's such an amazing one, really. I must say, it's such an amazing one. Quite beautiful and quite interesting. Thank you for sharing with us. And also, Adam, following your answer to that, how did you balance the emotional weight of the story with its imaginative, almost magical realism tone, if in any way?
I didn't really think about the emotional impact of it. I didn't really think about bringing out the emotions of the characters. The challenge was, could I make this essentially believable? Could I
Mm,
just write it with a level of detail, with a level of sort of confidence
yeah,
that people would accept? I mean, when you read a title, it says "Boy Who Became a Lion," you
yeah,
know it's not reality.
yeah.
But the focus of the story for me was, how does somebody who's so different get along in our world, and how
Mm,
does the world react to that person who is so different?
absolutely.
That was really what I was looking to do. And
Yeah.
uh, there's parts of it that people will get angry. The Dominic, the main character, is kind of targeted by a group of kids who don't want to go to school with a lion.
Mm,
And he's tolerant and he's patient. And then he just
mm.
kind of loses it.
Oh,
And
wow.
he relies on his good friend to sort of like bring him back down, and sort of
Mm,
like she goes to bat for him against the bullies.
mm,
So it's also a little bit about friendship and curbing your emotions and not letting them get the better of you.
mm. Oh, wow. I must say that is an amazing answer you've gotten there. Quite great and quite wholesome. And just in case we have some viewers who are watching this interview, I wanted to ask you, and because we know you're a published author quite beautifully, what advice would you give other writers who are still struggling with making a name out for themselves, struggling with writing, struggling with getting a book published? What word of advice would you give someone in this category?
If you like to write, write.
Right.
There's, you know, there's an expression that I learned from a coach that I had in soccer a few years
Mm,
ago. I had an injury and I had to have surgery and I had to have rehab, and the rehab was very painful.
mm,
And my rehabilitation therapist said to me words that stuck with me. He said,
mm,
the only way is through. It's like,
mm.
if you don't push yourself through this, you will never get through it. So
Wow.
I have taken that advice to heart in other aspects. It's like, if
Mm,
you are writing and you have a dream to print a book, to publish a book, to get your story out, the only way is through. That's it. You have to keep at it. You have to keep at it. It doesn't matter if you write one sentence a day or two
yeah.
chapters a day or 10,000 words a day. Sit
Mm,
down, put your fingers on the keyboard, close your eyes,
yeah.
imagine what you wanted to say, and
Yeah.
let your fingers go. And
Absolutely.
it's a hard process. Writing is not necessarily an easy process.
Yeah, it is not.
You have to stick with it.
Yeah.
And that is my only advice.
Mm,
It doesn't mean it doesn't mean that's going to be success. It doesn't mean you're going to be happy with it. But if you don't keep your feet moving, then you have no chance at all. Your only
mm.
chance is to soldier on.
Wow. That's an amazing advice you've gotten there, really. And I'm hoping that viewers, even including myself, would love to utilize it. And just in case we have some viewers who are currently watching this interview and would love to get a copy of The Boy Who Became a Lion, on what platform is it available on for purchase?
You can get it on either Amazon, it's available on Amazon, or you can get it on Goodreads, and soon on Barnes and Noble as well.
Oh,
And
that's great.
there'll be others, yes. But
Amazing.
everybody mostly goes to Amazon.
Yeah. Yeah,
Also,
absolutely.
also Goodreads. So,
Yeah. And I left a link in the description part of this interview where interested viewers can get a copy of Adam
okay.
Sommers' book directly on Amazon, on Barnes& and Nobles, on his website, and also on other platform. I also left a link to his social media pages for possible followings. So thank you so much, Adam, for accepting the invitation to come up and talk about The Boy Who Became a Lion and your other pending title. I must say this is so awesome, quite lovely and great. And I want to say thank you very much for coming on.
Thank you very much. I really enjoyed it. It was a pleasure, really.
Yeah, yeah, it's my pleasure, really.